Kathy Woods has her case for Bitcoin going to $1 million is getting even stronger. Sui is leading in this metric, and is Solana going to be the main altcoin of the cycle? This is your Altcoin Buzz News. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Cody, and if you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you know when we drop the latest content. Follow us on Twitter, AltcoinBuzzIO, and as always, not financial advice, and wish you the best of luck in your crypto ventures. All right, good morning, you guys. Hope you had a great weekend. Starting off today for Bitcoin, Monday morning after the New York Open, we are looking pretty amazing on the high time frame. On the 3-day chart, we have now taken this level and flipped it into support. So we've come down here to $66,000, flipped it into support, and now we're heading back up towards $69,000. I will say that this is a level of resistance, so we have to kind of watch out here. Every time we get up to this top of the range of $69,000 to $70,000, we do tend to reject. So this is a bit of a area where we don't want to be opening fresh positions right now, but it is looking good on the high time frame, and we have a lot of stuff going on this week. So first off, we have 4 macroeconomic events that's driving the crypto market this week. First off, we have the Q3 GDP. So the Commercial Deposits Consensus Bureau will release the third quarter gross domestic product report on Wednesday, October 30th, which is in 2 days. And the median forecast is supposed to be 3.2%. After the Q2 GDP of 3%. So nevertheless, based on the usual reliable model for the Atlanta Fed, the economy probably expanded at an annualized pace of 3.3%. And so if this happens, it'll mean nearly twice as high as the median forecast in July at the start of the quarter. Meanwhile, a slowdown in GDP growth would suggest a potential economic cooling, influencing the investor sentiment. So we have to watch for that on Wednesday to see how the GDP growth was and if it came in as forecasted. Then we have non-farm payrolls, released on the first Friday of each month, which will be this Friday, and they measure the employment situation in the U.S., indicating the number of jobs added from the previous month. Then we also have mega cap earnings, which are also pretty indicative for the NASDAQ and tech stocks, which will also kind of bleed into crypto and risk assets as well. So the key earnings we have after the market close this week are on Tuesday, we have Google, Wednesday with Microsoft and Meta, and Thursday we have Amazon and Apple. So those are key ones we need to watch. It's also worth mentioning that in about a week from now, we have the U.S. elections, which are the biggest, factor here, and why we could see a bunch of whipsaw price action leading up to next Wednesday. So right now, Polymarket is forecasting 66% of Trump. However, I will say I think Polymarket is skewed a bit because it's all crypto people who are betting on this. So, it's obviously a little bit more skewed towards Trump. But if he does win, crypto assets will, skyrocket. If he does lose, there might be a dip before we eventually, take off again. So that is something to watch, and why I'm not in a bunch of active positions right now. I'm just sitting in the spot because I think we are going to see a bunch of, this kind of choppiness leading up to next week, which will be around November 6th. So around here. So leading up to this, I think it's just going to be a bunch of this and craziness to try and get people out of their positions before we head up. We could break out and then break back down. That's not a possibility. We could go up to, these highs around 70 to 72,000, take out some of these highs before faking out and going down. I don't know. No one really knows going into these elections. So it's better to just kind of be more on the cautious side if you're not a trader with edge in this market. And I'm definitely not. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I can only predict. But every time we come up here to this $69,000, we tend to sell off. So it's an area to watch and be a little cautious right now. But on the macro, on the macro long-term view, Kathy Woods does say that her confidence for Bitcoin going to $1 million is growing. I'll play this little clip now.
Are you still confident in that $1 million target for Bitcoin?
Yes, actually, the more uncertainty and volatility there is in the global economies, the more our confidence increases in Bitcoin. And one of the reasons is we've just been through an inflationary scare. We think it was very much supply chain driven. And Bitcoin is a hedge against inflation.
So while it may take a while, I do agree we're probably going to see $1 million Bitcoin at some point. Probably not this cycle, but maybe by 2030. And then we also have Sui is the number 1 in daily inflows. So something is happening on Sui. Sui is seeing a lot of money coming in to his ecosystem. And part of it might be that MemeFi, the Telegram game, has revealed that their airdrop date is moving from Ethereum to Sui. So just a couple weeks before its token launch, the developers of a popular Telegram tap daring game called MemeFi have announced a shift to the Sui network along with other details. So MemeFi, which was previously launched, built on Ethereum Layer 2 scaling network Linea, the team said on Friday that the game's token launch will be on Layer 1 network Sui instead. And the developers said they've teamed up with Sui network creator Mistin Labs on strategic initiatives around the launch, including marketing efforts and plans to showcase the broader Sui ecosystem. So Sui is also trying to get into gaming as well, and it makes sense that they try and they have a lot more hype right now, especially compared to Linea. So it makes sense that they might have poach them over to Sui in the meantime. And so MemeFi will help Sui integrate into Telegram, and their plans are huge. The in-app features an airdrop campaign, which will help you get comfortable with Sui, and you'll see firsthand how fast, cheap, and smooth it really is. Other major Telegram games like Not Coin Hamster Combat and Catizen have launched their tokens on the Open Network and the Ton Network, and MemeFi has charted a different path, which will be on Sui, but it's still a Telegram app. So that might be part of the reason there is more inflows into Sui as well. And speaking of crypto gaming, we have our sister channel here, Fungible Games. Mike, he actually just posted a video a couple days ago about Off the Grid, which is the most popular crypto game right now. And he has a full-on video on how to get started, how to play. So make sure to check out this video as well. He did a great job explaining it, and it looks really fun, actually. It looks like the best game there is. So make sure to check out Fungible Games as well after this. I'll have a link down below. Moving on, we have Ohm rallies over 10% as the top gainer of the day. So Mantra's Ohm token has rallied 10% on October 28th after a God candle formed on the daily chart. So Mantra has surged $1.40 over the past 24 hours, marking a 66% increase from its September low after a God candle propelled the token from $1.26 to $1.46. Ohm's daily trading volume has surged threefold, surpassing 92 million. And one of the key factors behind this is the launch of the Mantra Chain mainnet on October 23rd, allowing users to bridge Ohm tokens and other blockchains. I think this article is missing the actual reason, though. I'll get to in a second. The Mantra mainnet offers a higher projected APR for staking compared to Ethereum. And then they also say the hype surrounding the upcoming Ohm airdrop is also fueling the recent rally. I think they're wrong. And so we talked about this a little bit while ago, where 50 million Ohm will be airdropped to the community of the Cosmos community. And so we have 50 million Ohm valued at around $75 million being dumped, potentially dumped, as it's getting sent to people and people want to redeem it. And then we also had the mainnet update, which was a more so sell the news event on the 23rd. So if we come over here to Ohm, this is exactly what I expected to play out. So they're talking about this God candle. What it really was is a short squeeze. And you can tell it's a short squeeze because short squeezes always have a big wick like this before continuing down. And the way I talked about this a while ago, where we have all these stops right here. So we have all these areas where stops have been placed as we've run up from this area. We had a huge run from what was it, $1.03 to to $1.60, so a 55% run leading up to the airdrop, and then a week before we started selling off. And now one telltale sign that we might have a short squeeze is just the continuous downward pressure without any bounce. And so you can see this is the daily chart. So this is multiple days. How many days is this? This is 8 straight days of red candles down with no relief bounce. And there's always a relief bounce at some point. And so what happens is when you have this many straight red days, there are so many people shorting it and so many people in profit, so that it makes it easy to do a short squeeze. And that's definitely what this was. This was from an outside perspective, it's a God candle, but it just looks like a short squeeze to me. And we can see now that it's playing out, that it's now continuing downwards to its trajectory. So what might happen is we'll see something like this, where we'll see it come down, take out some of these stops, maybe then come back up. It'll be another God candle. It'll continue down again. And what happens is every time we come back up here, new sellers are found because they have their airdrops or whatnot. And then we come down, eventually we make this base again, and then at $1.03, and then we can continue up again. Not saying it'll come fully down here. It might just come down to this area. But I'm expecting it to retrace fully to around $1.03 at some point, because it's just had an insane run. If you look at the longer time frame, it's just had an insane run. So for it to not come back down here would really surprise me. But yeah, the article, if they had a more TA sense, I think they'd see that this wasn't really a God candle. It was more so just a big short squeeze after 9 days of just red candles So I think we'll come back down. We'll take out all these stops under these. And especially if we have an election and everything's super volatile, and if Bitcoin dumps like $2,000 in a day, these will all definitely get taken out pretty fast. So that is Ohm. Moving on, we have Solana registers a new all-time high in daily transaction fees. So transaction fees on Solana have surpassed $11 million on October 24th, marking a new all-time high. This metric is called the real economic value, or REV, which includes transaction fees and MEV tips for validators. Solana has been dominating daily transaction volumes in DeFi for 13 days straight, according to DeFi Llama, and the network's decentralized exchanges have registered over $2.6 billion in trading volume. Notably, the peak in REV and the significant trading volume come amid the frenzy sparked by the intersection of artificial intelligence and meme coins. So the AI agent Truth Terminal has spurred a new on-chain trading meta known as Goatsy Gospel, motivated the inception of the meme coin Goatsy Maximus, or GOAT token. And the GOAT token has $650 million in market cap and moved nearly $450 million on chain in the past 24 hours. So consequently, AI tokens and AI meme coins have been surging on Solana again and bringing a bunch of new volume and buyers to Solana. And I will say Solana is one of the best looking charts there is, especially in majors. It is one of the best looking high time frame charts there has been. So this huge pump came back, retested a big level of support at $1.59. This is exactly what you want to see, and it's my exact trading style where we've broken through this level of resistance. We've come up, we've come down, retested again. It's now support, and we've broken back above. Now we are consolidating just here for like a little bit of a double top, but we're consolidating at resistance. So this area is resistance right here, and we're consolidating under it, which is a good sign. But I will say it's hard to know exactly what's going to happen with so many macro factors happening this week and next. So with the elections, I'm not taking very many trades. This is an area of resistance, so it's not really an area you want to just go longing. If it came back down here, maybe you want to try again, but it's very hard to know right now with so many different macro factors. So I'm taking a bit of a step back right now in terms of the short-term trades because it's hard to say exactly what's going on. But I will say in the grand view, Solana is one of the best looking charts right now. Turn off all these. Solana looks amazing, especially if we go to the weekly and the monthly chart. Solana just looks very good. It's been consolidating like this for 7 months. So it's definitely one of the better charts to be looking for. And I think it's going to be one of the continued leading altcoins this cycle, where we had Ethereum last cycle. It was, it went from whatever it was, a couple $100 to $4,000 or $5,000. I think we'll have a similar run up this cycle where Solana goes from, $7 to maybe like $600 this cycle, something like that, something crazy. But yeah, Solana's looking amazing. And yeah, let's move on. Ethereum, the one who's been underperforming, 3 signs Ethereum's price is gearing up for a rebound towards $6,000. We'll see if that's true. Ethereum's native token is on track for its first October loss since 2018, having fallen about 5.5% month to date to reach 2,475 on October 27th. The decline has been intensified by competition from newer smart contract platforms like Solana and tepid market response from Ethereum-based spot ETFs. So there is potential rebound for a potential recovery towards $6,000. Ethereum is currently holding above its crucial support level of around $2,400. The price coincides with the lower trend line of Ethereum's multi-month ascending channel pattern, which has historically preceded sharp price recoveries. So they're saying this channel is going to lead it potentially to $6,000. Now, they also argue that $1.3 billion in ETH exits Coinbase. So a recent surge in Ethereum outflows from Coinbase suggests potential wave of institutional interest, according to CryptoQuant. And at the same time, a potential rise to $6,000 may receive a further push from rotations out of its top rivals, namely Bitcoin and Solana. So from a TA perspective, Ether is now trading around its all-time ascent trendline, support against Bitcoin, which coupled with the oversold RSI can enable a sharp price rebound in the coming months. And so they're saying this trend line is an area where when charted against Bitcoin, it's an area that it typically bounces from. And so while that may be true, I will say Ethereum at some point has to do well. It has to come back, and it seems like it does it for, a week or two at a time. And that's all the gains it's going to do for the next 6 months. So while I don't think Ethereum is the fastest horse, or definitely the best traded horse this cycle, at some point it will have a rebound. It's just if you want to be in it at that time, it might be an opportunity cost to be sitting around waiting in Ethereum, whether you're trading or holding at spot compared to other coins. For me, it's just kind of in the middle in no man's land here around $2,500. If it came closer down to 23 around this blue box here, I'd be more interested in it. Or if it broke above here, like we want to see strength in it. So we want to see it come above here and then, head back up. So I'd actually be more interested in it around $3,000 in terms of trading, or closer down to $2,300. But right here, it's just continued chop. So for me, Ethereum is not one that I'm looking to trade. Well, it could go to $6,000. In the meantime, I think Solana could go to $600 and be a better trade here. So we'll have to see. It depends on how bullish you are on Ethereum. But yeah, that's it for the video today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow.